There's always one in there. Yeah. I don't need your fanbook technology, mate. I could just use the it's all right. Right, can you hear me in the speaker down in the corner? No. Jolly good. See, we've all moved away from it. That's obviously a good thing. So we're waiting for a couple of drivers who are late. No surprise there then. I think this is incredible. I'll tell you what, guys, give yourself a round of applause. It's the biggest amount of applause I've ever seen in my life. How cool is this?
They have 30 or 40 people here, so I have to say this is impressive, and we're really grateful. So thank you.
Yay! Actually, this is just completely off tangent for a second, but we were in the motorhome about an hour ago, and people started filtering past. Don't hate her for this. I said, oh, number 82. Oh, there goes number 91. Just remember all your names, all your numbers of your membership numbers. That's brilliant. Anyway, right, so I think what we're going to do, while we're just waiting for Robin Hunter to come in, is, and thank you for videoing it, by the way. That's great. I'll have a memory of this. What are you going to say that to?
Can you guys understand him?
No. Is it muffly?
Yeah.
Sorry. Is it the way I talk? I think this is the way I talk anyway, that's why you can't understand. Is that any better? Are you having a play with the knobs, are you, Richard? Stop it! Who was that? Would it help? Oh, here he is! He's got them!
Right, video selfie.
Do you want a video selfie? We'll do a still and then we'll do a video. So let me video it first. This is so great.
We've been carrying that around all afternoon, so you do a video.
No, because then it would just make me look stupid, wouldn't it? Right, so while we're here, we need to try and just all kind of huddle up a little bit. I don't think I could do a panoramic video selfie. I don't think my phone's that capable, but we'll have to see another video. We'll do the selfie first, shall we? Do it on video? Right, so we might have to huddle in a little bit, ladies and gents, for this. See how many we can get? Yeah, so we'll do it in this corner, right. So I'm videoing now, so there we go. So, can we see everyone? There we go. Hey, look at that! Yeah, this is a message to everyone on Facebook. Look, you should come and join the Boston Racing Owners Club because we have fun! Yeah! We know how to have fun, this is what touring cars are all about. Well done, ladies and gentlemen, that is epic! Well, thanks, Richard. Okay, and done. Right, so we'll just do a panoramic then, and then that's the one that we'll put onto Facebook, so just give me 1 second while I switch it over.
Take time, Ed. No rush.
Right, see if we can do this then.
It's got to be the other way up.
Oh, I can't do it the other way up. I like that. Okay. Right, I have to put the microphone down for this then.
Here we go, start from the door. All goes keep it steady. Now no pressure. Cheese. Can you get to the end? Don't you dare tickle me up. Well done!
Right, we can go home now, that's it. Right, can I hear myself? You can tell this has been well rehearsed, can't you? None of us have a blind clue what we're doing. Now, we have a few domestics, which I'm, a few bits and pieces I want to go through just first, but while we've got the drivers here, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a good opportunity to have a little chat with them. We were right on that, Richard. I'll do something a bit...
It's that one over there.
Yeah, a bit like an alien. So awfully sorry about that. Right, so for those of you who've been here and watched most of the action today, obviously both cars been out on track. So, well, you first, if we can find out what your day's been like and what you've been up to.
Well, yeah, testing. That one's crap. That's yours now. Yeah, testing was okay. We tried lots of different things on the car. Unfortunately, we were just about to put new tyres on and it rained. So that was by chance a quick time gone. But yeah, I think it was productive. We learnt some stuff. So and we were running sort of top 10, which for this circuit, which we're not very good at, or the car's not very suited to, is very good. And obviously Hunter did a good time into the top 7, so we're quite optimistic. Quite happy. Good.
Well, that's good then, with the quiet microphone. That's really good, isn't it then? Good.
Yeah, this one's way better.
Okay, well if you pass that to Hunter then. So Hunter, you finished on the timesheet 7th. You must be very, very encouraged by that for really day one of being out with the rest of the cars.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you compare it against last year, well, I can't remember where we were, but because I can't remember, obviously it was depressing. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with that, because we kind of kept on adding a little bit of speed, 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 find a bit more, find a bit more, find a bit more. And to be honest, I think maybe there was a couple more tenths in there as well if the rain hadn't come when it came. But no, really happy with that. I mean, the team's made some really good progress over the winter. We've gone and completely had a real rethink of where the car is and what we're doing with the setup. Which means we have to find our baseline again, but now we're getting towards that baseline. I do think we've definitely made a step forward from last year.
Excellent. I'm going to just nick that off you a second. You got the quiet one. This has been going all night, you know that, don't you? Ladies and gents, what do you think of how good the boys look and all the new stuff? It's great, isn't it? Yeah. We like orange. Orange is good. Nancy or Lucy, do we have any ETA on when clothing might be available? Because I know one or two of you have asked me that already. Yes, the clothing. It's available now.
Available now.
And how do we buy it, Nancy?
Is it on the Exocet website? Yeah. Exocet website.
Right, you heard it here first, ladies and gents. You can now get your sexy new clothing on.
This is the only mic that works. I think
Shall I use that one? Is that better? Right, okay, sorry about that. Right, could you turn me up a bit, Richard? Alright, I'll do it. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Readily admits he hasn't got a clue, so that's absolutely fine, no problem. Right, so let's have a look. Is that better? Right, so no echo, plenty of volume. Can you hear me okay now? Brilliant! Right, 15 minutes later we can make a start. Excellent. Right, so, okay, so we've had a good day. So then tell me, what are you going to do to then go to Brands Hatch now, having done some testing here today? Is there things that you're going to do and take into Brands?
Yeah, we're trying to work the car in a completely different way. These super trick springs we've got that work in conjunction with the rocker, and we've learned a lot about it. So we're going to take what we've learned today and on our test days last week and piece it all together. Plus, we've already got a very good base setup at Brands Hatch. We're pretty competitive there last year, so we're just going to use what we've learned and apply it to what we already had for them. And I actually think we've got a good shot at Brands. I think we potentially will win a race.
I mean, having said that, you've got a very strong history at Brands, who always do really well there. So great, you must be really, really looking forward to the first race of the season, with it being a very strong circuit, especially Indy circuit for you.
Yeah, definitely. We generally always started the year with good pace and good potential, but it's not come
It's
on.
always got downhill from there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the year before last, obviously, we totaled the car in race 3. Last year, we broke the shaft at the start line of the second race, which I think we were on for a very strong podium, had that not happened. So, what we've had this year is great stability thanks to Exocet and Duo PLC, and we've been able to build on everything, and we've got a really good foundation, so I think we're in a good position to maximise what we have available to us, which around Brands Indy is a very, very quick car. And I think well, Hunter's shown today that we've improved the car at circuits like here at Brands, which is one of our traditionally very weak circuits.
You mean Donnington?
Sorry, Donnington. And traditionally one of our very weak circuits, and we're in the top 10.
Very good, very good. Hunter, if I can ask you then. So yeah, you must be very, very sort of bullish going into Brandon with the performance of the car today. You feeling good? I spoke to Lee, and Lee's his engineer, and Lee's very, very pumped. Said you were really on it. Does the car feel different to last year? Because there's been a lot of mods, a lot of work done on it over the winter season. Just how comfortable do you feel in the car after today?
Yeah, I mean, the car's a big step forward around here from last year. Brands Hatch, the car's always been good there, and when we did testing last week, we focused really on trying to find the best setup of the new setup we have, if you see what I mean. But here, no, going round, we've lost a lot of the hop which the car occasionally had. So every now and again, when you get into a long corner, the car will get a bit of a wobble on it, and kind of go up and down with it, which wasn't great for consistency of grip through the corner. And we've made some nice changes to the car over the winter, which have really improved that. So stability of the car around this circuit much better, and I think that's really shown today as well.
Brilliant. I mean, we've all seen the car, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean, you know, reactions to what it looks like. I mean, we've got a new aero package on, and a lot of upgrades to 2015. I think when it was revealed, there was a lot of very happy, smiley face. What do we think? Think it looks all right? Think it looks a business? Yeah. I think so too.
Well, I was just going to say, obviously, Hunter's talked about the changes to the car and obviously the visual changes. I had a lad start working for me many years ago as an apprentice. He's then since moved up to mechanic and then #1 mechanic, and then now he's our engineer now. He's not coming. He's not coming. He's very shy. So the hop that Hunter was talking about, the imbalance in the car and stuff, that was all my setup work. So Matt is now our engineer, and we're pressuring him very, very hard to come in, so we need a big round of applause when he does come in. Really embarrassing. Okay, we'll give him a minute.
Doing his hair, very good. So these two fine gentlemen, please take a step forward. That's it. Well, I'll just have to grab you at Mr. Smiles. Yeah, listen, give him a couple. Give these gentlemen a round of applause.
So this is Chris. Chris first ran me in a racing car. Was it 2004? 2? We'll go with 3 and average it out. It was around there, a long time ago in Formula 3, and it's sort of gone full circle, and now he's back working for us again. Ran Sam Tordoff last year at Triple 8. So we're really happy to have him on board, and he's looking after my car. So he's #1 mechanic on B team today. And Lee has been with us for a while now, and he's #1 mechanic on A team. So we're still waiting for Matt.
Yeah. So I'm going to just step in there. So you must be very, very happy today with how your boy's done.
Yeah, very happy.
It's a microphone. You put it to
Yeah, very happy. Handled very, very well. The changes we done, it's really, really good. Really.
So to put in the lap and finish 7th on the day, what kind of things were you tweaking sort of later in the sessions today? What were you doing to enable him to get the time that he did?
We changed a lot of the dampers, settings, roll bar settings. I can't tell you too much because I can't tell you.
Nothing like a healthy bit of rivalry in action. I can see the way this season's going to pan out. There's going to be a brick wall built between them before too long. Excuse me, I've died a bit. Sorry about that. Yes, you were saying. You just feel it. If I'm going to die on the floor, you've got to feel it. No, I'm only joking. Well, it was very impressive, and I could tell when I spoke to you about 25 minutes ago, and I said, "How did it go?" And you're like, "Yes, that's what we want." I was saying to Hunter just before you come in, he seemed very, very happy and very comfortable with the car. And I was speaking to Lee earlier on in the day, and I said, "What kind of feedback are you getting through the headphones?" And Hunter was saying, "Yeah, it feels great." Well, can you give me any specific feedback? Yes, it's great. But I suppose from an engineer's point of view, that's something that actually they really want to hear, because if their man is happy behind the wheel of the car, then it means things are going in the right direction. It gives the engineer a chance to go, okay, well, there's a couple of things I want to try, we'll go for another few laps, do X, Y, and Z. And I think I'm right in saying that's exactly what the test days are about. It gives you the opportunity to look at different settings and find out the things not just that work, but also avoid the things that don't work, and then give you the opportunity to make those decisions now and find out and gather that data, so when you go into a race scenario, you've got more of the positive data to draw upon. Would that be a reasonable thing to say that testing has given you today?
Yeah, it's definitely given us a positive going into the season. Last Tuesday we were at Brands, real quick. Tuesday we changed a lot in the car, Wednesday, and Rob was quicker. We're a B team, alright. And then we come here, we changed a lot of things again, and we become A team.
That's 2 to 1 already.
It's alright, it's taking it in turns. It's my turn next, it's race weekend.
I think the gauntlet has been laid, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Chris, I'll turn to you. So obviously coming from a proper team like Triple A into Boston Racing. Can we just ask you, the differences from going from one organisation to another? Be as candid, be as frank, and be as funny and amusing as you, no pressure, as you want to. But have you noticed any significant differences with coming to another team?
It's a lot further to the toilet from the centre.
Don't we know it?
That's all right, there's plenty of motorhomes I'm sure you can go to. But no, so no real big changes. I mean, do most teams operate reasonably sort of in the same kind of way?
Most teams up and down the pit, they operate in a very similar way. The cars are largely the same, so you have to do the same things. They can get away with having more people. More. That's better. Yeah. Some of the teams, you look at Honda and people like that, they've got an awful lot of staff, which not necessarily a lot of them do very much. It's true. No, I think we're freer people, so we have to be a little bit more on the ball, get organised, work hard, make it count really. The potential's there in the car. Oh, we have more fun as well, obviously. Yeah. That's true.
Would it be reasonable to say there's probably more beer?
Yes.
Fueled by beer.
Yeah, there wasn't last week. There was less beer and less sleep.
Well, who needs sleep? I mean, it's totally overrated, really, isn't it? But I'm sure we would like to show appreciation to the boys anyway and say thank you very much for coming in. Because I know
Can I just say they also managed a 36-hour day, 37-hour day last week in order to get the cars done for today. So I think they deserve a round of applause. Right, I'll go get Matt. I'm taking the microphone with me.
oh, this is good.
Matthew? Matthew?
I can hear him in the background. Where's Matt?
Matthew, can you tell us about the 36-hour day last week?
That was great.
And how do you enjoy working for Boston Racing?
It's alright.
And what do you think of the Ownersclub?
They're great.
It's alright, I'll give you a bit of time off for packing. You can come say hello.
Come on, we own you.
I can't stand the anticipation. I really do.
Well, something about he's shy and wants to go home and...
Don't they realise his supporters do? Is he waiting for him?
Back in.
We could do that at the end, we could all just go see Matt.
Yeah, we'll all go see him.
I'll go and see him.
How cool is
Gotta find
that? That's a great idea. He's really going to like that, isn't he? I hope you can hear that through the walls. We're coming for you, mate. That's great. Well, guys, I'm sure have you got a zip off, or are you here for the duration?
No, I'm just hanging around now until everything's loaded and then I drive the truck home.
Yeah, so what is the deal with driving the truck? Haven't you managed to sort of work your way out of that now?
Well,
Guys, thank you very much. Thank you.
really thought so, but actually I've got to drive the truck home and I've got to get Lucy, give me a lift back up tomorrow to get the other truck, drive that one home. Yeah, I need to get a lorryist.
Lorryist. Today's word of the day, lorryist.
And I am a qualified lorryist.
Anyone is in the crowd?
Oh, there's a few. There's quite a few actually.
I think your job interview consists of, are you free? And here's the keys.
You drive home, that's great. Actually, we've got a trailer here, we could put their road car on the back. You can drive it home tonight.
This is when you find out he lives in Aberdeen or...
I never see my truck again.
I knew I shouldn't have given that. He never comes to the meetings anymore. Yeah, that could
Neither does Sherman. Aberdeen or something.
be melted down or something. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I put a small fortune for it. I like it. That's very good. Right, well, we've got a couple of other bits and pieces to do and a couple of people to introduce and some things to give away. Should we give the things away first? What have we got to give away then, Nancy?
I think we should do some questions too.
Yeah.
Is Vicky Ashton here? Okay, I have some cards for Vicky and some cards for Nadine, so just see me before you leave. And your original artwork, they were the Christmas card lady.
The Christmas card ladies. Well done. So, before the boys do off, has anybody got any questions? I know this is going to be fun, isn't it? I've got to walk in amongst the thronging masses of my friends. Has anybody got any questions for Robin Hunter? And I shall come amongst thee. Right, I'm going to head straight for you, sir.
Have you got the new Codworth system in yet? Meant to help off the lines? With front wheel drive and that, has that made any difference?
No, we haven't got that in yet. Some cars were implemented with it today. I think WSR put it in and they lost their gear shift because obviously anything new there's teething problems. So I refused to put it in either of our cars. And we're actually going to our local airfield tomorrow to run them up and down and test it and we're putting it in properly. So yeah, we don't lose any track time here that way and it should be all set up ready for the first meeting. But I don't think they're going to be too extreme with it. I don't think it's going to hurt us too much. Certainly not early on with the boost reduction. And it's just a case of hopefully they don't get carried away and knock us back more throughout the year.
Can I just ask what that is? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Pay attention.
You're very well educated, my friend, but I've got no idea what the last 20 seconds was about.
Well, obviously Jason whined, so therefore Toka reducing our boost off the start line because we're too quick off the line. But unfortunately, they're not doing anything to reel in front wheel drive advantages, just ours. But these things swing in roundabouts, so I'm sure it will come back. But Cosworth are implementing this new software that we put in our cars and it reduces our boost once we've been stationary for 6 seconds, holding the handbrake button and brake pressure is above and throttle applications. All these parameters need to be in place to trigger the system, and obviously if it doesn't trigger then we get disqualified for not complying with the rules. So we've got to do all this to trigger this system and then it just reduces our boost for up to 60 mile an hour I think. And it's designed just to equalise front and rear wheel drive off the line.
Well, that doesn't seem very fair. Anyway, right, so that's a good question.
You asked me, I'm a little bit biased.
No, it's fine.
I'm sure if you asked Jason, you had a different answer.
I'm sure you ask him a lot of things, he'll probably have a different answer. Yes, my friend?
You thoroughly enjoyed telling us about your long first gear and sort of used it as quite a good excuse. Does that mean the gear, you lose the gear as well as?
It wasn't an excuse, it's really long gear. So it's a reason, it does slow us down, but No, we're keeping the long first gear, which is very difficult. It's very easy to, come off clutch a bit too harsh and it just bogs, and it takes a long time to pick back up. So you've got to be really, really careful. Now with less boost as well, but they're taking that into account with the boost. So the boost reduction isn't as significant as it would have been if we had a short gear, if that makes sense.
I can understand why you were in a rush to try it today.
Yeah.
Okay, who else has got a question for the chaps? Don't all raise your hands at once, obviously. Yes, right. Evening, morning, sorry. Hello, coming through. Hello, morning, evening. Already, oh. I couldn't resist that. Don't hit me, please.
How much control do you have over settings in the car, like where you're in it, damper settings and brake bias? Anything at all?
We haven't got roll bars or anything like that. We've got brake balance, so we can adjust the brake pressure front to rear. We've got control over the steering, so we can turn left and right. We've got the map adjuster, so we can change between various engine maps with different throttle maps in them, and coolant maps and all that sort of thing. But really, we have to come in the pits and get these boys to change it all. Oh yeah, the fan. We control the fan. Yeah. Like that. And headlights. Yeah. But nothing really setup wise other than brake balance and engine mapping.
Rob, I've got a quick question because it's just something I noticed earlier. You've got the way too cooler helmet this year. Tell us about your helmet. Okay, you've got this is not going to go well. I understand your crash helmet.
Crash helmet, yes. Crash helmet.
Let's see if we can reel this back in, shall we?
It's very hot in those cars. The turbo-powered cars, the turbo runs at 1,000 degrees, and it's right there. There's no insulation, so it heats up the whole cockpit. Any air that we let come into the cockpit is basically drag, so it slows us down. So they are literally like saunas. So all we have is one little hole in the wing mirror, and that's all we've got. So for this year, we were discussing how we can cool ourselves down, and obviously we're cooler, fresher, hopefully therefore more focused and do a better job, certainly towards the end of races. So we wanted these fans that actually plug into your crash helmet. And you get cold air basically in your face, and if you're breathing cold air, that goes around all your circulatory system and cools you down much quicker. So therefore I had to buy a new crash helmet, and Nicky Grice helped me out with that, and Steve Hatz painted it. It's the first crash helmet I've painted in probably 14 years, and I think it's really cool. Has everybody seen it? Does it look cool?
And is it right, you've got an iridium visor or something? Tell us.
Yeah, there was iridium visor.
Why?
Because it looks cool.
Oh, that's you can't see in the sunlight, but hey, it looks cool. So I got while I'm roaming around, I've got a quick question for you, Hunter. Obviously this year the cars look the same, which is fantastic. On a sense, with both cars being identical, you guys look the same. From the Sense perspective, obviously that helps your brand. How do you feel about the look of the cars?
I think they look great. We spent quite a bit of time trying to get it right in perspective, and we've worked on it since what was it, January? Mid-January, I think it was. Yeah, mid-January. We started negotiating in mid-January, then we started arguing about it in about mid-March. No, it's actually, the car looks awesome. We've been working really hard on the layout, getting it work right, and also with flames and things, getting them to line up on the side of the car where the new lines and the new bodywork is. So yeah, I actually think the car looks awesome. There's a couple of little things we need to tweak on it, because it got very last minute with the bodywork when it's coming out of the moulds to get the cars here. And that's why the guys ended doing a 36-hour day. So everything kind of went on last minute, but much improved over the last year. Much better looking car, I think. And to be honest, I think having the two cars is the right way to go, and it's the way we've been talking about for a couple of years, to get the whole team brand and communication working better, and I think it works really well.
Can I just say that I had agreed the design months ago. It just took me that long to talk Hunter around. Wouldn't that go? Over 20mm. Much arguing.
Yeah. He also agreed with himself, no one else. That's it. Yeah, it's me, myself, and I think was Rob agreed with. So, yeah. Exactly.
So, has anybody else got any further questions for anyone's? No. All right, yes. Yeah, go on.
How do you think the new regulations for race 2 and how the grid will line up will affect you? Do you think it'll benefit you, or do you think it'll hinder you?
Looking at last year's performance, I think it'll actually probably help us, because if you look at the race lap times we do with the rear-wheel drive car, we're pretty good. We couldn't get the car necessarily hooked up in qualifying quite as well as one of the front-wheel drives can. So I think proportionately it'll probably be better for us actually. Yeah, Rob?
Yeah, I think it's gonna help. We've got a quicker race car than a qualifying car, so we should be able to drag out better lap time. And like Gunn says, you look at last year's results and how it would have affected us during last season. I think we'd have had a couple of pole positions, and was 9 times out of 10 would have improved our position. I think it's going to be really good for the series as well, combined with the ballast going all the way back down to 10th, and the winner gets 75 kilos instead of 45 kilos. I think that's going to really mix things up, and I think it's going to be much harder this year for somebody to win 2 races in a row. And the triple is going to be impossible, I'd say.
So I think the other thing about the way they're doing the second race with the quickest lap time from race 1 is going to get interesting with tactics on tyres. So if you use your soft tyres in race 1, you also got a better chance of setting a better lap time. So if you have a bad qualifying, but you have your softs in race 1, you might be able to get further on the grid for race 2 than you would have done normally. So I think it's going to be some interesting things happening with that. 3 times, yeah. So you can, with the tyre regulations now, instead of having an open choice of which races you can use which tyre in, whether it's soft or medium, you can actually only use the soft in 3 times in the first race, 3 times in the second race, and 3 times in the last race. So you've got to sort of plan your year pretty well. Should have started that last December, to be honest, but yeah, I'll work on that bit.
Okay, I'm sure, well that's, unless anyone's got any other questions, then, this gentleman here, yes.
Have you tried running with the new weight system yet on the vehicles?
We haven't yet, no. We've had it in position, and because we've also had to move our ballast box forward 450mm, which is quite a chunk, and if you've won the first race and you've got to carry that in the second race, and you've got to carry it that much further forward, and it's 75 kilos rather than 45, I think it's going to affect us. It was on our to-do list, but we've just run out of time, really. At the end of the day, there's not an awful lot we can do about it. All we can do is set the car up to those corner weights. There's not a lot we can do about it. How much it affects us is just how much it affects us, really.
And to be honest, if we're running around 75 kilos in the car all the time, we'd be very happy.
That's about what you've lost in weight over the season, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, no, 10 kilos.
Oh, it's just 10? Oh, well done, 10 kilos, that's great. Well done, good for you, good for you. If I can just move you on, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, this is a very nice thing to do. We've got some very special people to my right, and Isabella, this lovely fine young lady here, is one of our newest members at member number 585, which is wonderful. And I hope that Mum and Dad are going to bring her to some of the races this year. Certainly at Brands, she's going to be there in 2 weeks' time. So we're going to do everything we can as an owners club and as human beings to give us some really nice positive experiences about what we do here in the touring cars. So I don't know if you want to sort of pop out just so we can all have a look at our lovely new friend. I think it would be great to have a picture with the guys as well, but Anyway, so Isabella, meet all our lovely new friends. So I hope that we, ladies and gentlemen, get a chance to really spoil her rotten as the season progresses. And mum and dad as well, and give them some really precious memories. So I think let's use this as a positive thing. Give everyone a round of applause.
And one other thing, who's here for their first time to an Owners Club meeting? Do we have new folks? Wow, wow, wow.
What do you think?
I was gonna say,
Oh, good.
do you guys have a second to have their picture with Robin Hunter as well? I think that would be nice.
Yeah,
So all
that's
the new
fantastic.
people come up.
You've obviously not heard about the initiation ceremony, have you? Your colleagues, they've not told you about the tattoo and the branding yet, have they? Oh, well, I'll get out of the way so you can come out with some pictures.
Okay. And then it would be like 4 people.
Oh, it's all going, look. It's all checked. I'll go over it.
Okay, someone's gonna be swan.
Do I need to do a selfie? Get me a selfie stick out.
Where are you?
I'm here.
Whilst Ed is doing his...
Okay, everybody smile. Let's go on the website. Oh. The other thing I'd like to say is we have 700 Owners Club members, which is fantastic, but we only have 400 on the Facebook page. So if you know of anyone that's on Facebook that's not part of the private members Owners Club page, please encourage them to send me a note because there's a lot of banter that I'm sure they're going to.
Sorry, I don't think Ed's got very good control over his poll.
Okay, one more. Big smile. Hello. Cheese. Thank you. All right.
That was quite prescient.
It was. It was a lot spur than
They'll go on Facebook and someone's going to go, right, not in the picture.
They will, and then they'll
What kind of selfies that? I'm not in. Dear Nancy, I'm disgusted. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You're good sport. Right, so.
What now, Ed?
Well, there's just a few other bits and pieces, and then that's it. If you want to go, mate, I mean, look, if we're stopping you, you know.
No, I just want to make sure we can go find Matt afterwards.
Yeah, well, just a couple of other bits. So, right, so John Kitcher, where are you? Oh, there you are. Down the back. Oh, come on forward, my friend. We want to embarrass that nobby. We want to say hello. Owners Club member number 9, always in single figures. Hardcore. You did break it. We blame you. Is this your first time here? So this is the man that always wishes everybody good luck and has lots of jolly things to say on Facebook. I think we all know who he is. And this is his first meeting with us, ladies and gentlemen. A special round of applause for John. Well done. You don't have to answer that, by the way.
John is also very kind and supplied us loads of tape which we use to hold the cars together when the drivers have gone off.
So that's a lot of tape there. Oh, bless you. Well, John, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's great to see you. So thank you very much, sir. Also, we've got Ollie Rudford in the room. Oh, damn, because apparently his mom's called Shelley, and I said, what? The Shelley Rudman, the skeleton? No. Okay, well that's that flat gone with no, that's not, never mind. Right, so you've already asked about Rachel, have we already covered that?
So, but we have 3 people that haven't picked up their t-shirts. Roberta Ball and Kate Freeman. I've got your shirts. Oh yeah, okay, so just see me before you go. Good.
Okay. Right, so as you just one little thing on clothing, as you can see, I'm probably wearing just about everything we have in terms of our clothing, because I don't like being old for anybody. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, we'll just forget it, that's fine. Right, so I think now, Rob, is the time we'll go and find Matt. I won't go and embarrass him. Yes. So, has anybody got any final sort of questions? Anything we've missed or anything like that? Well, before we exit from the room, on behalf of the team, can I just say a massive thank you. I mean, just so many of you here today, and I know a lot of you have come from quite far afield and had the day off to come here. We very, very much appreciate it, ladies and gents. Thanks so much. And as you rightly said, my friend here in the front row said that we'll probably make up 90% of the crowds that are here today. So I think it's exceptional. We're so grateful to you. And I know we say this every time, but seriously, let's hope 2015 is our year. But thank you, ladies and gents, so very much for making the effort, and I hope we can reward you this year. So give yourselves a round of applause.